Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayatudhirayet sunvatam swakataha Kṛṣṇah punyashravana kirtanaha hrudyantasto hyabhadrani vidunoti suratsatam nashtaprayeshva bhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavat uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtriki Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Today is Hanuman Jayanti. There are two Hanuman Jayantis. Only one. Some say like this, some say in some other day. But anyway, there is one shloka we learn before we read Ambarish Maharaj story, that is part 3. If we remember Hanuman, we get 8 things. There is a famous shloka. Anybody remembers? Huh? Ashtasiddhi Namanidike Data. What are those Ashtasiddhis? We are not talking about Anima, Lahima, Garima. We don't want that. Yeah. Anybody remembers? Otherwise, I'll teach. In childhood, every child in our time, they used to learn, even in school, this thing. So I'll teach all of you. It's not too late. You can learn now. So, Buddhir Bhalam Yashodairyam Nirbhayatva Marogata Ajadyam Vakpatutvam Cha Hanumat Smaranad Bhavet Buddhir Balam Yashodairyam Nirbhayatva Marogata Ajadyam Vakpatutvam Cha Hanumat Smaranad Bhavet. So what are the 8 things? First one is Buddhi. What is Buddhi means? Intelligence. I hope everybody knows what is intelligence. Yeah. But Buddhi will come. Second is Balam. Balam means strength. Yes, strength. Physical, mental, both. And also spiritual. Buddhir Bhalam. Yashaha. Yashaha means fame, success. Yeah. Fame, success will come simply by remembering Hanuman. Next is Dhairyam. Dhairyam means what? Patience. That is Srila Prabhupada's definition. Yeah. Courage. That's correct. Patience, courage will come by remembering Hanuman. Buddhir Balam, Yasho Dhairyam. Nirbhayatvam. Fearlessness. No fear for what? Huh? No fear for Kṛṣṇa consciousness. No fear for losing job. No fear for anything. Yeah, dying also. Nirbhayat. Sometimes we say that, oh, I'm not afraid of death. A small cockroach comes in a washroom. Or a lizard comes in the bedroom. We become so afraid and panic. Or rat comes in the home. Yeah. Nirbhayatvam. Fearlessness. Arogata means no disease. Diseaseless means healthy. So, by remembering Hanuman, Arogata, one becomes healthy and no disease. Ajadyam. Ajadyam means what? Jadyam means what? Huh? Inertia. Correct. Who said that? Yeah, inertia. Vaishnava Prabhu. Laziness. Ajadyam means they will not be lazy. They will be active. Yeah, Hanuman is not lazy. Ajadyam. Vakpatutvam Cha. What is that? Vakpatutvam means? Huh? Fine speech. That is like, we say like, Telugu also we say Vakchaturya. One should be able to speak very nicely. Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet. Hanumat Smaranat Bhavet. By remembering Hanuman, Bhavet means all these things will happen. What are the things? Buddhi means intelligence. Balam means strength. Yashaha means Dharya means courage, patience. Nirbhayatva means fearlessness. Arogata means no disease. Then Ajadyam means no laziness. Vakpadutvam cha. Yeah, expert. Eloquent speech. Vakpadutvam. By remembering Hanuman, all these 8 things will happen. So I just wanted to share this sloka. Then we'll continue. This is part 3. We heard about Ambarish Mahārāja, his father, his lineage, and his devotional service, daily activities, and as a king, what all things he is doing. And the last verse we spoke about, he is performing so many yajnas because he is performing his prescribed duty as a king. And even his citizens, they want to come back to Godhead, but they don't want to go to heavenly planets. That's what we read. So, Swargo na prathito yasya manujair amara priyaha shunvadbir upagayadbir uttama shloka chestitam. The citizens of the state of Mahārāja Ambarīṣa were accustomed to chanting and hearing about the glorious activities of the personality of Godhead. Thus, they never aspired to be elevated to the heavenly planets, which are extremely dear even to the demigods. Once again, I'll read this. A pure devotee who has been trained in the practice of chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord and his fame, qualities, form, paraphernalia, and so on is never interested in elevation to the heavenly planets, even though such places are extremely dear even to the demigods. Narayana param sarve nakutascha nabhivyati swargapavarga narakeshvapi tulyarda darshinaham. Devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana never feared any condition of life. The heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same to a devotee. A devotee is always situated in the spiritual world, therefore he does not desire anything. He is known as akama or desireless because he has nothing to desire except to render transcendental loving service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because Mahārāja Ambarīṣa was the most exalted devotee of the Lord, he trained his subjects in such a way that the citizens in his state were not interested in anything material, including even the happiness of the heavenly planets. The same situation is explained here. That means devotees, they are not interested in worldly pleasures, earthly pleasures, and even the heavenly pleasures. The other day we discussed about Uttasura, Nagapatnis, and many others. They are saying we care a damn about Brahmaloka or being Brahma or even going to Nakaprishtam, Dhruvaloka, or even for that matter, liberation, or even going back to Godhead. They only want service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and having unflinching devotional service, Ananya Bhakti. Now the same thing is told here. Samvardhayanti yat kamaha swarajya paribhavita durlabhanapi siddhanam mukundam hrudi pashyataha. Samvardhayanti, increase happiness, yet because kama, such aspirations, swarajya, situated in his own constitutional position of rendering service to the Lord, paribhavitaha, saturated with such aspirations, durlabha, very rarely obtained, not api, also siddhanam, the great mystics, mukundam, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, hrudi, within the core of the heart, pashyataha, persons always accustomed to seeing him. Those who are saturated with the transcendental happiness of rendering service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead are uninterested even in the achievements of great mystics. For such achievements do not enhance the transcendental bliss felt by a devotee who always thinks of Krishna within the core of his heart. So just now we were talking about Ashta Siddhi Navanidike Data. Tulsidas wrote, all glories to him. But devotees do not aspire for those Ashta Siddhis and the Navanidhis. Yeah. It is told here. Or uninterested even in the achievements of great mystics. So when we go to Hanuman, what should we ask? Devotional service to Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. And it is told that Yatra yatra raghunatha kirtanam tatra tatra kritamastakāñjalim bhāshpavari paripurna lochanam marutim matarakshasantakam. Wherever Maruti is there, where he is there? It is told yatra yatra raghunatha kirtanam. Wherever the kirtana of Raghunatha, Lord Ramachandra is happening. Tatra tatra kritamastakāñjalim. There with folded hands he sits, no matter who speaks. He comes and sits there. And then how is he sitting and hearing? Bhāshpavari paripurna lochanam. Eyes filled with tears. Tears of love for Lord Rama. He is sitting there. Marutim namasa rakshasantakam. That killer of the Rakshasas. Hanuman. I offer my dandavats. This is understood. So a pure devotee is, Srila Prabhupada is saying, a pure devotee is uninterested not only in elevation to the higher planetary systems, but even in the perfections of mystic yoga. Real perfection is devotional service. The happiness derived from merging in the impersonal Brahman and the happiness derived from the 8 perfections of mystic yoga, anima, laghima, prapti and so on, do not give any pleasure to the devotee. As stated by Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati. This is one nice sloka from Chaitanya Chandramrita. Kaivalyam narakayate tridasha purakasha pushpayate durdantendriya kala sarpa patali prokta takdamstrayate vishvam purna sukhayate vidhi mahendradischa kitayate yat karunya kataksha vibhavatam tam gurume vastu maha. When a devotee has achieved the position of rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord, to the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, yat karunya kataksha vibhavatam, he thinks the impersonal Brahman to be no better than kaivalyam narakayate, and he regards material happiness in the heavenly planets to be like a willow pudavis. Tridasha purakasha pushpayate. As far as the perfection of mystic powers are concerned, a devotee compares to a venomous snake with no teeth. Durdamtendriya kala sarpa patali. A mystic yogi is especially concerned with controlling the senses, but because the senses of a devotee are engaged in the service of the Lord, Rishikena, Rishikesha, Shevanam, Bhakti Ruchyate. There is no need for separate control of the senses. For those who are materially engaged, control of the senses is required, but a devotee's senses are all engaged in the service of the Lord, which means that they are already controlled. Param drishtva nivartate. A devotee's senses are not affected by material enjoyment, and even though the material world is full of misery, the devotee considers this material world to be also spiritual because everything is engaged in the service of the Lord. The difference between the spiritual world and material world is the mentality of service. Nirbandha Krishna sambandhe yuktam vairagyam sthite. When there is no mentality of service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one's activities are material. What is the point Prabhupada is stressing here is that a pure devotee is uninterested in going to heavenly planets, in impersonal liberation, merging into the body of the Lord, or any kind of earthly, heavenly pleasures. Why? Because he is engaged in unflinching devotional service to the Lord. So he does not want anything. And many people try to control their senses by different means. Bhagavad Gita says elaborately in the 4th chapter, 3rd chapter, even this verse 2.59 in the 2nd chapter, few verses before that also. But devotees no need to control the senses. In fact, there is a question by Arjuna, how Sthita Prajna behaves. Sthita Prajna means one who has perfect knowledge, perfect intelligence. Srila Prabhupada calls him as perfectly situated in Krishna consciousness. One of the answers told is that his senses are in full control. He's like tortoise. Whenever tortoise can withdraw all the senses into the shell, so this person also can withdraw like that for material pleasures. But the same senses are engaged in Krishna's service. So the same thing is told here. If mentality of service is there, that is spiritual. If the mentality of service is not there, that is material. Prapanchikataya buddhya harisambandhi vastunaha mumukshvi parityago vairagyam falgu katyate. That which is not engaged in the service of the Lord is material. And nothing thus engaged should be given up. In the construction of a high skyscraper, in the construction of a temple, there may be the same enthusiasm, but the endeavors are different. For one is material and the other is spiritual. Spiritual activities should not be confused with material activities and given up. Nothing connected with Hari, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is material. A devotee who considers all this is always situated in spiritual activities, and therefore he is no longer attracted by material activities. Param drishtva nivartate. He has higher taste. So doing something big, it is material if it is for sense gratification or the motive is material. Doing something big like a temple or any other project, it is spiritual because it's for this thing. At the same time, in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, in the 64 items are told, it is told that no, don't take up, don't so much effort to take up the big projects because we may get lost. That is also there. At the same time, Srila Prabhupada also encouraged devotees to take up this thing for us. But his instructions are subjective. Different people, he was instructed different things. Yeah. Some of them he encouraged, some of them he simply told to do a particular service which is not really so much risky. It is there. So we have to see and we have to take higher guidance while taking it. In general, the point is that doing anything for Krishna is spiritual and ourselves is material. Why is Sukadeva Goswami saying this? Why all of a sudden? He is telling the story of Ambarish Maharaj. Suddenly, why is he talking about this? He told Ambarish Maharaj is a great devotee already. Then what he told? Ambarisha is performing so many yajnas and sacrifices. He had 4 different types of priests and he is giving so many these things. Whenever he is doing this thing, devatas are coming. All that he told. Then immediately thought, people may think that he is also parallelly doing material things. He is a materialist. Because generally people want to go to heavenly planets, perform all kinds of karma kanda, yajnas and other things. He is not like that. Maybe he is not like that. His people are like that. He clarified his people are also not like that. They are also devotees. They also don't want to do. But as a matter of duty for the king, his prescribed duties, like performing yajna, the prescribed duty of the king is doing. Now he is giving this thing that those who are completely engrossed in devotional service, they don't, when they are seeing the Lord in the heart, they don't care about siddhis. They don't care about liberation. There is no doubt Ambarish is a great devotee. Other day I told there are 3 types of devotees. Anyone remembers? Sanishtita, Paranishtita, Nirapeksha. What kind of a devotee is he? Paranishtita. Yes. Certain things are there to set example. He is doing, it's not for him. Yeah. He is happy. Savaimana Krishna Padara Vindayo. Sayitam Bhakti Yogena Tapo Yuktena Pardhivaha Swadharmena Harim Prinan Sarvan Kaman Shanairjahau. The king of this planet, Mahārāja Ambarīṣa, has performed devotional service to the Lord, and this endeavor practiced severe austerity, always satisfying the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his constitutional activities. He gradually gave up material desires. He is a great devotee and he performed great austerity also. Why is it required for a devotee to perform austerity? Rohit Prabhu. Give one mic to Rohit Prabhu.
To be in the devotional service.
To be in the by chanting Hare Krishna, we can be in devotional service. Now, why do we need to do austerity? Because Krishna says in one place in Bhagavad Gita and other places, by austerity nobody can get me. Only by devotional service one can get me. Then why do we need to do austerity?
To show Krishna that how much
We are serious. To show Krishna that we are serious. Yeah. Yes. Anything else? This is to tell Krishna that take me seriously. That's very nice answer. Anyone else? Why austerity is required for devotee? Huh? To support the devotional service. Devotional service is independent, elevator, not supported by anything. To support the devotion, is austerity required?
To purify.
To purify us. Very good answer. Very good answer. Because Krishna gave this answer in Bhagavad Gita. He said, Yagno danas tapasyaiva pavanani manishinam. Yagya, dana and tapasya purify even the great souls. Krishna told, if we would not have not told about great soul there, then we think that it's not for me. It's like it's only for ordinary souls. Krishna added the word great soul. If you consider yourself ordinary soul, it is required. If you consider yourself, I am chanting Hare Krishna, I am great soul. Like now I am above the yogis, above the karmis, above the jnanis. I am a great soul. Still, yajno danas tapaschaiva pavanani manishnam. It is there. That's where Rishabdev said, tapo divyam putrakayena sattvam. So tapasya. That tapasya, Ravana also did tapasya. Vishwamitra also did tapasya. Vibhishana also did tapasya. Actually, three brothers. Vibhishana, Kumbhakarna, Ravana. All three did tapasya. When Lord Brahma appeared, you know what Kumbhakarna asked? See, I really don't want any disturbance. I have to sleep for a long time and no one can easily defeat me. Something like that. He had like
ask for like Ravana
Ravana only. Saraswati did something like that. Ravana, what Ravana asked, everybody knows. What did Ravana ask? He said that no demigod should kill me. I should not die like this. I should not. He did not take seriously about human beings. That what this tiny. That's like we will not pray that anytime that save me from mosquitoes. We will not pray that. We will only say that. But one mosquito can cause dengue or something else and it can take your life also. But we don't take generally serious. Like that Ravana also thought that human beings are mosquitoes. What they can do to me. So he didn't ask. He asked. You know what Vibhishana asked? Vibhishana asked, even if most difficult situation comes in my life, you bless me that I don't give up dharma. I'll follow dharma. See, dharma is tested in difficult situations. So normally we are dharmic people, we are nice people. We give charity, we give something, do austerity, we give prasadam, we take care of beggars, we give some donations. Sometimes we give donation to Balaji also. Yeah. Yeah. So we do so many things. But the test is that no test comes. You do. Yeah. You are going to lose something by doing this immediately. We will be alerted. Yeah. That's how Shukracharya told Bali Maharaj, foolish fellow. If you are giving this charity to him, he will take away everything. He is Vishnu himself. If somebody tells like that, this other devotee who came is going to take away your post, your position, your this thing, we'll be worried. Till that time, everything is okay. At that time, we will be worried. Anyway, so he prayed like that. Why is austerity required? Austerity purifies everybody. But the difference between austerity of Ravana, austerity of Vibhishana, or austerity of Vishwamitra versus austerity of, say, Priyavrata, is that, or austerity of Dhruva, is that this austerity is a devotional austerity. Yeah, this austerity is a devotional austerity. It is actually part of devotion. What is said is correct. We want Lord to take us seriously. Yeah. Because how serious we are do this thing. So Lord is very pleased by seeing the austerity, especially that austerity is done together. He told the Rachetas, when Lord Vishnu appeared, he said that all of you are wonderful boys, I'm very happy with you because you are together performing devotional service and austerities. I'm very happy with you. So, austerity attracts the attention of the Lord. Devotional austerity. Not that there are people that they'll cut their tongue, they'll put one trishul on their tongue and walking on the fire and then sometimes rolling on the fire or something like that. But without devotion, one cannot attract. Yeah. So this devotional austerity is very much part of actually devotion. Yeah, we are doing, but this thing. But there is one austerity in Kali Yuga. Only two things Srila Prabhupada prescribed. Anyone? First answer 50 marks, second answer 50 marks. Only two things Srila Prabhupada prescribed. What two things? Yeah, Mangalarti. Morning program, everybody has their own timing. Mangalarti at 4:30, Srila Prabhupada said, yeah, with some exception, 5 o'clock. That is one thing. And second thing is fasting on Ekadashi and fasting on all other appearance days of the Lord and the Acharyas. Yeah, nowadays it is much simplified in ISKCON recently that you don't have to necessarily fast till noon. Yeah, somebody has written a paper. If you glorify, because if you glorify the Acharya, you can break your fast. That's not a problem, but I made it very simple. Only for Lord Krishna's appearance day, actually we fast whole day. Otherwise, morning, sometimes noon, sometimes this thing, evening and night, like that. So the two austerities, fasting before feasting, and also Mangalar. This is sufficient in Kali Yuga. Severe austerities in the practice of devotional service are of many varieties. For example, in worshipping the deity in the temple, there are certain laborious activities. Sri Vigraharadhana, Nitya Nana Sringa Tanmandira Marjana. One must decorate the deity, cleanse the temple, bring water from Ganga and Yamuna, continue the routine work, perform arti many times, prepare first-class food for the deity, prepare dresses, and so on. Deity worship is also an austerity, and definitely we see it's very laborious activities. One of them, proper is to bring water from Ganga and Yamuna, because in Vṛndāvana, people bring from Yamuna and other places from Ganga, it is said. In this way, one must constantly be engaged in various activities. The hard labor involved is certainly an austerity. Similarly, the hard labor involved in preaching, preparing literature, preaching to atheistic men and distributing literature door to door is of course an austerity. Tapo yuktena. Few other things Srila Prabhupada told here. Hard labor involved in preaching. Preaching means so much of travel. We see many sannyasis even at this advanced age. They're traveling. The other day, Radheshyam Prabhu was sharing about Jayapatak Maharaj. Maharaj told it since previously I used to travel the globe 10 times a year. Now in this condition in wheelchair, I'm traveling five times still. Like this traveling. This is hard labor. And also preparing literature. Normally we don't, we think that's very simple service, but it takes a lot. And some of us are involved in publishing now. We are Shastra Nidhi in Nanda Gokulam. We are trying to bring Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is in Sanskrit, because this book is not there in Sanskrit. Imagine the original verses are in Sanskrit language. It is in Chinese. It is in Russian. It is in French. It is in Arabic, Urdu and Arabic. It is even in Braille. Blind people, one Mataji from Hyderabad only, he translated it into Braille, so they can touch and feel and read Bhagavad Gita as it is. It is not in Sanskrit. 50 years passed, like after Srila Prabhupada departed. Srila Prabhupada anticipated that many scholars in ISKCON would come. They would be able to do a lot of things. There are a few scholars, extraordinary ones like Mahārāja. But still, Srila Prabhupada's expectation in this regard is still not fulfilled. So we wanted to bring this book, and we found our teacher Ramanujacharya Garu. He is translating. So he's recording. You know what? And then of course there are many devotees helping here. There's Vasant Prabhu, there is many others, Sohit Prabhu, and there are few devotees typing. There's Rahul Prabhu and Abhishek Prabhu and Jyoti Prabhu and Vishal Prabhu. Many others are helping. Now we are going to bring this book. Already 16 chapters are completed. And today is the 7th. Today he told me in the morning, I met him. He told that by evening today, I will complete the 17th chapter. And then next week you come, I will give you the whole thing. 18 chapters are over. And he's recording so fast that even any of the softwares, they are not able to catch his voice. Now we have to type. I thought that he did everything, but how we will type? Because very few people know how to type Devanagari. Now we are teaching 2 people. Today morning only I had a meeting with Pushpendra Prabhu and also Hitesh Prabhu, and then we told them how to type, and we are giving classes. And there's another Mataji, my relative, one Arvind and his daughter. They are also typing. Like many people are doing many things. All of us trying to put together, print this book. So it's actually so much of hard labor, and it's not easy to do this thing. And also Srila Prabhupada is telling it involves hard labor, going door to door and distributing the books. We see like many times are putting the stall, going around, staying in temples. Suresh Prabhu, many times we see all the time he's doing actually. Give him, let's say, big applause for him by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are also putting all the previous acharyas' commentaries in one place in a searchable form, so that hundreds of commentaries can be picked up just like that, and one can read, assimilate, give a class, and it will give no room for mental speculation. Such a nicely it is arranged. It will also come soon, sometime this year, hopefully. So all these are hard labor, and simple in general for everybody is getting up in the morning and also fasting and this thing. When we fast, we'll say, okay, I don't take grains, but I'll take 10 times prasadam, and then every half an hour something, and we take more calories food on Ekadasi and say that I'm fasting. That is not actually, fasting. At least some sense of austerity and sacrifice should be there. At some point in time, body may not permit. But again, by fasting, all the time we are thinking about when is the fast breaking time, what we are making. That is also a problem. If that problem is there, better eat and do this thing. So, in this way, such austerity is necessary. Tapo divyam putraka. Putrakaena sattvam suddhet. By such austerity in devotional service, one is purified of material existence. Kamam shanair jaho. Indeed, such austerity leads one to the constitutional position of devotional service. Bookmark this point. Indeed, such austerity leads one to the constitutional position of devotional service. Srila Prabhupada is directly saying that here, this austerity will make one purify. And also, constitutional position means whatever our original position with Lord Krishna in Goloka Vṛndāvana, one will get back to that devotional austerity, not Ravana's austerity. In this way, one can give up material desires. And as soon as one is freed from material desires, he is free from the repetition of birth and death, old age and disease. This is the just a side point. If any of you want to help, your different kind of help is required to bring this book, Bhagavad Gita as it is in Sanskrit, you are welcome. By typing, by assembling. Even Bharat Prabhu also did that day. Thank you very much. Now, some more things are told here about Ambarish Maharaj. How, though he is engrossed in everything, he is with everybody, he will not. One more thing I'll tell you. Only when we are austere, we will be able to touch the heart of other people. If we ourselves are doing austerity, if we ourselves are following principles, if we ourselves are doing, at that time, we'll have great success. So that is also very important, because it purifies our existence. It purifies it purifies our existence, and also it will help us to overcome the sinful tendencies anarthas. Griheshu dareshu suteshu bandhushu Vipotamasyandanavajivastishu Akshaya Ratnabharanambaradishu Anantakosheshvakaroda sanmatim Griheshu in the homes, Dareshu in wives, Suteshu in children, Bandhushu in friends and relatives, Dvipattama in the best of powerful elephants, Syandana in nice chariots, Vaji in first class horses, Vastushu in all such things, Akshaya whose value never decreases, Ratna in jewels, Abharana in ornaments, Ambara Adishu in such dresses and ornaments, Anantakoshesu in an inexhaustible treasury, Akarod accepted, Asat Matim no attachment. Translation: Mahārāja Ambarīṣa gave attachment to household affairs, wives, children, friends, and relatives, to the best of powerful elephants, to beautiful chariots, carts, horses, and inexhaustible jewels, and to ornaments, garments, and inexhaustible treasury. He gave up attachment to all of them, regarding them as temporary and material. What kind of a person is he? Not having attachment to anything. So, what is wrong being attached to devotees? Because it is said that everybody is devotee in his kingdom. Everything is devotional. He is serving nicely and he is doing devotional service. Why can't he consider all these as Yukta Vairagya? And then, yeah, I'm devotee, everything is nice, Krishna is providing, let me have this. What is actually wrong? Have attachment with opulences and other things if we are devotees. What is wrong? They are temporary. So temporary, what is the problem with being temporary? Temporary means if we attach to that, after some time if it is not there, we feel really bad. Yeah. Huh? Give the mic to him. He's saying something very important. Yes, we will deviate from spiritual path. Anything else? Ashok Prabhu has some wisdom to share. Give mic to him. Yeah. 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 Just the chance. Correct. One should, even advanced stage also one becomes attached to this thing and this. See, what exactly attachment to devotees means? Attachment to devotees means association. Means hearing, chanting, doing service together. If we don't do that, even with devotees, if we are attached, that's a problem, because that is again on a mundane platform. You have XYZ friend, instead of that you have a devotee friend. And you only talk about politics, or you only talk about politics in ISKCON or politics outside. This is what a devotee is there for you. Like, no, that is not association. So, and if you are attached to devotees like that, I like this person, I like that person, this is nice, that is nice, and all that is aspect. Even if we blindly attach to the spiritual master, that is also a problem. Because you don't know what is his greatness. The only thing you know is that he is great because he is my spiritual master. Yeah, that's the problem. And people are having some blind attachment. No, spiritual master. Our attachment is based on the principle. Our attachment is not based on person. Yeah. There are many people, many persons in the past who have played the role of spiritual masters. They were in ISKCON, they were in Prabhupada. After that, they left ISKCON also. So, If attachment is not based on principles, you think that some injustice happened to you, or you cry, or you are doing that, or you blaspheme that authorities. Foolish fellow, I took so much guidance from him. Now he fell down, like he made a mistake, or he went away from his ISKCON. You blaspheme him. That is also wrong. All that is because why you are blaspheming him? You are attached to him on a mundane platform. If you have a higher understanding, no? You read Bhagavatam. Indra made a mistake. Chandra made a mistake. Everybody knows Indra's mistakes. Many are there. One of them is with Ahalya. Chandra made a mistake. Like now he abducted wife of his spiritual master. Krishna forgave him kindly and appeared in his dynasty. And whenever Indra calls, Krishna comes. To protect Indra, Krishna assumed the Vamana incarnation. So Indra's mistakes were forgiven. Repeated, we know. I don't want to get into story of Govardhan and Amidar. Indra, Chandra, Varna, Vayu, Brahma, Shiva made mistakes. If your authority make one mistake and you become so angry and so upset and then like you reject him and then you run away, that is your attachment is only completely on mundane platform. And second thing, Srila Prabhupada said when he was telling about 434 verse purport, blind attachment, blind faith is also condemned. He said absurd queries and blind faith both are condemned. If I have blind faith on Krishna, if I have blind faith on spiritual master, what is wrong with it? That is also wrong. Because I know one person, he has blind faith on Krishna. Initially I thought very nice. Whenever he's bringing prasadam from Guruvayur and other things, I was taking it very nice. Then one day he brought prasadam from Sai Baba. What is this? He said, Sai Baba is also Krishna. I told, who told you? He said, Janmashtami we celebrate in Sai Baba temple, Baba. He is born on Janmashtami, he is Krishna himself. I said, thank you very much. Next time, whenever he brings prasadam, I don't take. It's blind faith. When you have blind faith, you don't know. Similarly, blind faith on Guru is also wrong. Because we don't know. It is not based on principle. It is not based on surrender. It is not based on service. More importantly, it is not based on dialogue. It's not based on questions and answers. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So, you can receive knowledge only by inquiring, only by associating, only by serving, only by this thing. If that is not there, that's a problem. So, be very careful. So, the point here is that yeah, he's kind to everybody. He's doing his kingly duties. He's doing his family duties. He's doing his grasta duties. He's taking care of his children. He's taking care of his kingdom. He's taking care of his treasury. But he is not attached to them. So that is what is the important thing. Anasaktasya vishayam yatha upayunjutaha. Material possessions can be accepted as far as they can be used in devotional service. And one should not be like this. Always like, you should not be attached to clothes and ornaments. Many times, we will attach to our cloth, our ornament, our car, our this thing. Sometimes even other devotee asks your car, we don't want to give. Oh no, Prabhu, he cannot drive my car. He does not know how to drive, and I'm not confident. Something like that. But best way is that not to have attached. Is that if somebody gives us some wonderful gift, which we like it, we should not keep that gift for a long time. We should give it to somebody else. Then we will not be attached. You accept the gift and this thing. Many times people give clothes. What we will do is, whatever color we like, whatever this thing we wear, and whatever we don't like, chalo, we'll give as a gift. Take karke, we'll give. No, if we learn to do the other way, this attachment for everything goes. Yeah, similarly. If we identify ourselves with car, it's a big problem. Sometimes people have a scratch on the body. Somewhere here and there they touch something and they're not really bothered. But one scratch happens to the car, oh my God. I was in US. One fine day we woke up very early in the morning. One devotee was crying like anything. His wife is also crying. What is happening? Why is he crying? I thought somebody died or something happened. And I was consoling him. I want to hear first what happened to him. He's not even able to tell and continuously is crying. Then we were asking his wife. She's also not able to tell. Then after half an hour, I told what happened. He said, we purchased a new car. Okay. We parked here. It is not there. Now, so we'll figure out what happened. In America, everywhere you have CCTV, this thing and all. They told that there is 1 week time is given. 1 week time is given to put the nameplate. They have exceeded it by 1 or 2 days. So the towing hunter, they have towed the car. It's not gone anywhere. It's somewhere it is. Then we figured out and it told, calm down. You can go and collect, just get the number and this thing. So at the time he was crying like miserable. After some time, one scratch on the car, like no, that feel that is like no scratch on his fame or something like that. People will be so attached. So one should not be. This is what we have to learn. See, all these things will come when we hear Ambarish Maharaj is like that. But when it comes to us, what we will feel. Yeah. So material positions can be accepted as far as they can be used in devotional service. Anukulyena Krishnānusilanam. Anukulyasya sankalpa, pratikulyasya varjanam. In preaching, many things considered material are needed. A devotee should not have any attachment for such material involvements as house, wife, children, friends and cars. Mahārāja Ambarīṣa, for example, had all such things, but he was not attached to them. This is the effect of Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti pareshanubhavo virakti ranyatracha. One who is advanced in devotional service has no attachment for material things for sense enjoyment, but for preaching, to spread the glories of the Lord. He accepts such things without attachment. Anasaktasya vishyan yatharhan upayunjatah. Everything can be used to the extent that it can be engaged in Krishna service. But one cannot take it foolishly also. Sometimes devotees, they are sick. They say, no, my body is sick. I don't want to go to doctor. And sometimes they're bleeding. Sometimes they're coughing. Sometimes they're having some other health problem. What Prabhupada said? Take care of your body. Yeah. And he was always, whenever he sees a devotee sick, he was writing letter. He was giving about medicine. Why Prabhupada giving so many times what medicine to take, how to do it? Because he was a medical shop. His physician, he was running in previous ashrama. He was running a medical shop. What is that? Prayagraj pharmacy. Yeah. In fact, Prayag is holy place for many things. One reason is that Prabhupada stayed there for a long time. He had a Prayagraj pharmacy. Something like that. So, he was telling devotees, sometimes he was making them tea. Tea means not our tea. Kashaya. To devotees, when they were sick, he was advising doing that. One should not be foolish. Like, no, oh, this is car, I am not attached to my car. Let's put anywhere and leave like anything and use it like a dustbin. One cannot do like that. At the same time, one should not be attached. Same thing with family. One should not be attached does not mean that one is a foolish artificial detachment. That is a Falgu Vairagya. That is also told. There is a balance. In fact, it is told in Bhagavatam 11th canto 1 verse, who becomes a devotee? What is the prerequisite to become a devotee? Anybody? What is the prerequisite to become a devotee? Yes, Prabhu. Willingness to become devotee, that's one thing. But there's one more thing told by Krishna himself told this. Generally we say there's no prerequisite of devotion. Anybody can chant, everybody can chant. It's all there. But still Krishna told something. Huh? Balanced person. He's almost right. Balance means what? No, jigyasu, correct. He should not have too much attachment. He should not have too much detachment also. Too much attachment, he becomes materialist. Too much detachment, what is the problem? He becomes impersonalist. He becomes hard-hearted. If a person is hard-hearted towards everything, towards his country, towards his family, towards his people, towards his everything, how can he have finer feelings for the Supreme Lord and his devotees? Not possible. So, that is the prerequisite Krishna himself gave in the 11th canto to Uddhava. So, it's very important. While we say there is no prerequisite, there is one. It is told. And Srila Prabhupada rephrased the same thing in Nectar of Devotion. Yeah, Rupa Goswami explained in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Yeah. So, I will stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah.